Hey everybody, my name is Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. We're here very, very late on a Victory Monday because Joe Douglas has struck again, baby. Your New York Jets GM for the fourth straight year made a trade ahead of the deadline, and this was a juicy one. Of course, it was a somber Victory Monday for the New York Jets after losing not one but two critical pieces, two of the best players on the New York Jets overall, with Elijah Vera Tucker going down and also Breece Hall going down. And there was a debate on Jets social media. Should the Jets trade for somebody in terms of replacing Breece Hall in the backfield? Should they stand pat with what they have? And Joe Douglas pushed his chips into the middle of the gosh darn table and made a super freaking home run trade. I can't tell you guys enough that when I saw this come across my ticker on the phone, holy cannoli, they got it done. The New York Jets just hit a freaking boom. I mean, Joe Douglas came up to the plate, grabbed his baseball bat, and swing and click and booyah. That thing went to a different universe. The New York Jets have traded for Jacksonville Jaguars running back James Robinson. Big time trade for the New York Jets, with Breece Hall going down for the season with a torn ACL. And again, our thoughts and love, of course, are sent out to Hall as he recovers and gets ready for the 2023 season. Here's how the trade works. The Jets are sending a conditional 6th-round draft choice to the Jaguars. If James Robinson rushes for 600 rushing yards or more, that pick becomes a 5th. Schefter did confirm, Adam Schefter, that is, of ESPN, that James Robinson's 340 rushing yards that he's already accumulated to this point in the season still count towards that total. So in other words, he just needs, he being James Robinson, just another 260 rushing yards in the final 10 games. So unless he gets injured or completely implodes, that's going to be a 5th-round pick. But guess what, Jaguars? Take it. Enjoy the 5th-round pick. I'll just give you the 5th-round pick right now, because this is exactly what the New York Jets needed. And for all the people out there that said, I'll stick with Ty Johnson, I'll stick with Michael Carter, are you freaking kidding me? I'm glad that the Jets didn't listen to you fools out there, and they listened to me, because again, I don't give predictions, I give spoiler alerts, and the New York Jets absolutely needed to make this move, and they made this move. James Robinson is the perfect piece to the puzzle. And before we get to the why, let's get to the absolute reason that they did this. The Jets are 5-2. I haven't heard so many gosh darn Jet fans complain about Zach Wilson this or how they're winning in history. Stack up the wins. We've had one winning season in the last 11 years. Can you guys sack up, people? I mean, for Pete's sake, why don't you show a little bit of chutzpah, if I may, and just be proud of this Jets team that's come out here at 5-2. And I love that Joe Douglas didn't just get complacent and say, I think we can figure it out. Hell no. He was gosh darn aggressive. He said, you know what? We're going to go get somebody that can help us, because Breece Hall was the identity of this team. They want to ground and pound. They want to run the football. And just to give you a little bit of a clue here, Michael Carter proved last season that he couldn't be a bell cow. So all you Michael Carter truthers out there, it's time for you guys to take a walk around the park, because Michael Carter is fine as a 1B. If he has a Batman to his Robin, he's fine. But he can't be a superhero himself. He proved that last year, missing 3 games, and he was banged up throughout the year. Now the Jets have James Robinson at 1A, Michael Carter at 1B, and some mix of maybe Zonovan Bam Knight will get involved, and then a little bit of Ty Johnson, who, quite frankly, I don't really love. But the point is that the Jets did what they needed to do. Joe Douglas was freaking aggressive, and they're going after it. And that's the thing that I think has to rev up every gosh darn Jets fan out there. That, again, while it's sad to lose the key players we did, Joe Douglas didn't play games. He was aggressive and did exactly what he needed to do to bring in a guy that can absolutely get it done. So I am in love with James Robinson. This is a spectacular trade for a lot of different reasons here. Let me run through you a couple of bits of key information. James Robinson is only 24 years old. He's super young. He's in the last year of his contract, which some of you may be going, rental. But Here it is. He's owed less than $600,000 through the rest of the season. Chump change. Joe Douglas can find that in his freaking seat cushions. Okay? And then next year, because he signed his contract as a UDFA, he will be a restricted free agent next offseason. Now, what does that mean, Paul? What does that mumbo jumbo mean? Well, let me tell you. First off, the Jets will be able to re-sign him on a super cheap deal, which will be a restricted free agent tender. So one of two things are going to happen. The Jets are either going to get James Robinson on an incredible deal for somewhere in the $2 million ballpark, or the Jets will get a second-round draft pick if anyone wants to sign him away. And guess what? No one is going to do that. So the Jets are going to get James Robinson for the rest of this season, which is critically important as you're trying to win freaking football games. They're going to get him for cheap next year. So if Breece Hall, as he's recovering from this torn ACL and some other ligament damage, there's no rush to get him back on the field in 2023. Again, he can come back when he's ready. You'll have James Robinson. Now tell me about that three-headed monster eventually in 2023. You have James Robinson, Breece Hall, Michael Carter. Okay. That's something you can buck up with. That's something you can make happen. This was just a stud trade. James Robinson is young. He is cheap, and you have him under control for next year as well with a restricted free agent tender. And he's been incredibly productive in his career. In his 3 seasons, he has 2,177 rushing yards, 22 total touchdowns, averages 4.5 yards per clip. This dude is a stud. And according to Jacksonville Jaguars people who I reached out to tonight after the trade was made, they said he's an absolute great dude in the locker room. And he's actually going to be very curious to see how the Jaguars players respond to losing James Robinson, who is a leader in that locker room. So you're getting an A-plus character guy. You're getting an A-plus football player that is going to assimilate himself into this Jets team that has winning aspirations and playoff aspirations. Freaking holy cannoli, man. The Jets just got James Robinson. What a great trade. Okay, there was 2 running backs I wanted. I either wanted Kareem Hunt or James Robinson. And boom, you give me James Robinson, who's younger, contract control, so he'll be cheaper. Freaking home run move by the gosh darn New York Jets. We had to do an extra video tonight to talk about it. Just phenomenal and excellent. And he's acquired as early as you could possibly acquire him. Technically, it was before week 7 was even officially over during the Monday Night Football game. So now you're going to have him with the full week of practice, getting ready for that New England Patriots game. And even if he's not ready in full for a full game plan, similar to Christian McCaffrey with the 49ers, this guy's a freaking stud, man. This guy's a freaking stud. And look what he adds to this offense. Again, no one can truly replace Breece Hall and the explosiveness he brought to the table. But if you wanted a close consolation prize, James Robinson would be the gosh darn first name on the list. So all of you Jet fans out there should be freaking revved up about getting this guy added to this freaking team. He fell out of favor with a couple of different coaching staffs in Jacksonville. And of course, he had the ruptured Achilles, which he suffered against the Jets when he got injured, a year plus ago. Like, this guy is an absolute home run for this team. And what a stud trade by Joe Douglas, who consistently gets the job done in trades. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in for this late night affair or whenever you happen to be watching it. I hope you get revved up for this James Robinson trade. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe down below for more fantastic New York Jets content. It's New England Patriots week, and we all want this one more than any other freaking game on the schedule. So let's go in and beat the New England Patriots ass, and let's show them they're in last place in the division. And guess what? We're going to freaking keep them there as the Jets get this gosh darn dub and go to 6-2 in the gosh darn season. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And again, the New York Jets, as a new catchphrase I have apparently after that video from last week, the Jets are here, the Jets are good, and you guys better get freaking used to it. Unbelievable, awesome New York Jets football. Let's freaking roll, baby.